Don't stone me, please. Hey guys, Victoria here, and welcome to the Geeky Sandbox. So today we're going to be doing a non-spoiler review over the movie The Super Mario Brothers. I don't think the Super Mario Brothers need any sort of introduction. It's usually a video game series that revolves around two brothers, Mario and Luigi, sometimes mostly just Mario, and Yoshi in their adventures. Sometimes they have to rescue their friend Peach. Here lately, that's kind of changed, which I am going to talk about that just a little bit later. And they have to save Mushroom Kingdom from Bowser. And that's kind of what the movie's about. The official description of the 2023 movie says, with help from Princess Peach, Mario gets ready to square off against the all-powerful Bowser to stop his plans from conquering the world. So, same thing as the games, just you have Peach helping Mario get ready to fight against Bowser. She has not been kidnapped or need to be rescued according to this description. The movie's about an hour and a half long, which I think worked. You guys know that I am a diehard Luigi fan out of the both of them, and I truly enjoyed Charlie Day as Luigi. I said in my initial thoughts, I don't feel like we had enough Luigi. I thought Charlie Day did a nice job as Luigi in terms of voice acting, and I know the dreaded situation with Chris Pratt. We were all like, ugh. But Chris Pratt did not do bad as Mario with his final delivery, and like I said in my initial thoughts, they did cut a couple of things out regarding some of those lines that made us like kind of cringe a little bit.
Mushroom Kingdom, here we come!
With his delivery, but I thought his overall performance of Mario was fine. I don't feel like it was groundbreaking for me personally. I know some people feel like
This was a most amazing modern Mario ever.
and I'm just like, he did a good job. And that's not to say that like it was just horrible. And that's kind of where Steven and I kind of both lined up in terms of like the voice acting performances. Anya Taylor-Joy as Peach, I thought that she did fine. I know people felt like she was giving more Daisy than Peach because of her tone, but I honestly liked it. I know there's this argument of like, well, the thing that makes Peach so badass is that Peach sounds femme and she looks femme, and then she's doing like these like intense crazy things because the uprise of Peach and Smash, and everyone using Peach to do this awesome stuff while she's like floating down in like her pink dress. I still feel like they gave you a lot of that even though she didn't sound femme. I don't know. I feel like that's kind of a whole thing anyway, because I don't have a femme high pitch voice that people were, I guess no one sounds like, well, I can't say no one sounds like Peach. Not a lot of people sound like Peach. So personally, I thought Anya Taylor-Joy did fine with her take on Peach, because I'm like, if we're going to dissect everybody else and give everybody else a pass, her version was different as well. And I thought that she did a good job with who this version of Peach was supposed to be. Jack Black did great as Bowser. Jack Black has just simply mastered bringing a little bit of himself into each character, but still making it the character. And I think that that's really hard to do without making the character Jack Black. You know what I mean? Keegan-Michael Key. I think he might have been my favorite as Toad. He wasn't in the movie too much, but I thought that his performance as Toad was great. I don't know what kind of editing or anything was used, how much, how little, but it grew on me. I was kind of like a little unsure with the trailer. Don't stone me, please. But yeah, I think he might have been one of the standouts for me. Carrie Payton as Penguin King. It's so cute. The juxtaposition, and then like you got to hear a taste of it in the trailer.
That is but a taste of our fury. Do you yield?
But when you see it in the movie and everything, it amplifies it so much more. And I think literally he said a couple of lines and he was phenomenal. It was just great. Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong was probably my least favorite. A Seth Rogen laugh coming out of Donkey Kong, I didn't know whether to laugh or to be like, I knew this was gonna happen. I just remember I looked over at Steven and I was just like, he did the Seth Rogen laugh? And he was like, yeah. But I thought Seth Rogen's delivery of Donkey Kong was supposed to be this very like airheaded, just idiot boy, and like doing his like peck dance, and I think that translated well with the voice he was giving. But honestly, I'm gonna be really, really honest, Seth Rogen was just Seth Rogen. I was just like, oh my God. Because I know at one point he says, hi, Dad. And I was like, okay, that's like really good. But moving on from that, the plot, I thought the way that they get the boys into Mushroom Kingdom was actually very great. I didn't know how the movie was going to start versus at what point were we going to try to get this sort of transition. But I thought the way that they handled that was really nice. It gives you a nice look into who these boys are as plumbers, what kind of life they have before they land in this crazy place and meet all these crazy people. And I thought that they handled that very, very well. Bowser's motive, I mean, this is crazy. I'm talking about a Super Mario Brothers movie and I'm talking about motive, but Bowser's motive became very one note. And I don't want to spoil anything. People have heard the song and all that stuff, but like, it kind of becomes like, I'm doing this one thing for this one thing. We know Bowser does always kidnap Peach, and they get a little clever with that in this movie because we want to do something different with the damsel in distress. And so I appreciate them trying to do something different with that. I know some people weren't a fan of it, but I thought it was a nice change. There were a lot of really fun references throughout the movie. Like I said in my initial thoughts, they wanted to cater to fans that are young. Like, I swear in a theater, there was a kid that was about 6 in there. She needs to be told what, this little reference is, where like Steven could look at the reference as it's just them walking in the background and it's a dark room and it's like on the wall, and he'll like pick it up like that just because of the different generations there. Hey, you know this? You know this? The first time they do it, it's like, oh man, yeah. And then the second time it's like, oh, okay. And then by the time they use it for the plot, you're like, oh, okay. And so, like I said, it was still a really good time. The way that they try to, I guess, cater to everybody is like really tough. Not only just, like I said, the generation difference, but you also have people that are literally the same age as me that have never played a Super Mario Brothers game ever, but they want to go see it because they're like, I want to see what this is all about. You want to make sure you're covering all those fields. So I understand why there was this like little square box and it was like packed to the brim of these references. And you guys know I love a good reference. I don't know how many times I was just like, I want to see this character from Mario, like to Steven. Sometimes I got to see whatever I was like hoping for. Sometimes it was something subtle in the background. Sometimes it was outright said. So I think that those little things are really cool. The way they incorporated the music throughout the game was really, really fun. Whether it was a cell phone ring or whether it was, music from a TV, background music, someone singing. I thought that all that stuff was really nice. I think the biggest thing for me is that I really wanted more Luigi. They kind of lean in like they're going to give you a little taste of something with Luigi, but then they never do it. So that's a little disappointing. And then I feel like he's gone half the movie and then he comes back at the end. So I was kind of, I guess. But Super Mario Brothers, I feel like regardless of how we all felt going into this movie, that it all came together nicely in the end. This is a movie that, we all want it to be great, whether you played a Wario game, a Smash Bros, or, Mario Party, or you did play a lot of the old like 64 Mario games and beyond and whatnot. I think everyone just truly wanted it to be great. And so I'm happy that it turned out the way that it did in the end. So what do I give the Super Mario Brothers movie 2023? I give it 3.5 geeks. And so I feel like this isn't a bad rating. A 3.5 out of 5 is this equivalent of a 7 out of 10. Steven had a good time, and I think he had about the same rating as me, 3.5. It's a nice movie for new fans, maybe more so than legacy fans. But then also, like I said, they have those references in there to really give us that fan service to appease those legacy fans. And I had fun. I definitely laughed. I giggled. I thought it was a great time. I feel like if you have any doubts about any of the voice acting or anything like that, go see it for yourself and you make that final decision, because I know people that didn't feel the same way I felt about Seth Rogen, whereas some people really didn't like Anya Taylor-Joy as Peach, whereas some people felt like Charlie Day wasn't phoning it in, really. So it's really up to you to make that decision in the end. But yeah, guys, that's all I have for you guys. If you like this video, go ahead and give me a like rating down below. But until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully after this one, you guys will have a Scream video coming up. And I'll see you guys later. Bye!